The Romans never wrote a single word about these. Over 200 identical bronze puzzles scattered across an empire, and not one mention in any text. After 2 centuries of guessing, scientists finally tested a theory that explains everything. Here is what makes this mystery genuinely strange. We have found 227 of these objects. They span from Wales to Croatia, from the 1st century to the 4th century. Each one is bronze. Each one has exactly 12 pentagonal faces. Each face has a circular hole, and here is the puzzle. Those holes are different sizes on every single face, but the pattern of sizes is nearly identical across all 200 specimens. The Romans manufactured these with intention. They distributed them across thousands of miles. They made them for 300 years. And then they vanished without explanation. No instruction manual. No merchant records. No military inventory lists them. This silence is deafening. Romans documented everything from bread prices to soldier sandal sizes. So why would they mass-produce a precision instrument and never mention it once? The theories have been wild. Candlestick holders. Dice for gambling. Religious objects. Children's toys. Surveying equipment. Each theory has believers, and each theory has fatal flaws. The candlestick theory fails because wax never appears in the holes. The religious theory fails because they appear in civilian homes, not temples. The toy theory fails because bronze was expensive and these required skilled metallurgists. But here is where it gets fascinating. In 2023, researchers stopped guessing and started testing. They 3D printed exact replicas and asked a simple question: what can you actually do with these holes? The answer required understanding something most historians overlooked. Those holes are not random sizes. They follow a mathematical progression. And that progression matches something the Romans desperately needed to track. If you are following the evidence with me, hit that like button because this investigation is just getting started. Let me show you what the researchers discovered. Take any Roman dodecahedron and insert a straight rod through 2 opposite holes. Now here is the critical detail. Depending on which pair of holes you choose, the rod emerges at a different angle relative to the ground when you place the object on a flat surface. 12 faces means 6 pairs of opposite holes. 6 pairs means 6 different angles. And those angles correspond almost perfectly to the sun's position in the sky at different times of year at Roman latitudes. Think about what that means. A farmer in Roman Britain could take this device, insert a stick, point it at the sun, and instantly know whether it was time to plant wheat or harvest barley. But wait. This raises an obvious question that nearly killed the theory. Why would Romans need a portable astronomical device when they already had calendars? The answer reveals something unexpected about Roman agricultural life. Roman calendars existed. They were accurate. They hung in every forum. So why manufacture thousands of portable sun measuring devices? Here is what historians missed. The Roman calendar told you the date. It did not tell you when to plant at your specific latitude. Rome sits at 41 degrees north. London sits at 51 degrees north. The same calendar date produces wildly different growing conditions across a 10-degree latitude span. A Roman soldier stationed in Britain could not simply follow the planting schedule from his Italian hometown. The seasons shifted. Spring arrived later. Winter came earlier. And getting the timing wrong meant starvation. The dodecahedron solved this locally. It measured your actual sunlight. Your actual season. Your actual planting window. No literacy required. No calendar conversion needed. Just point, measure, and plant. This was democratized agricultural science. But the evidence goes deeper than theory. Archaeologists noticed something about where these objects appear. But here is where everything changes. If dodecahedrons were simple farming tools, they should appear everywhere the Romans farmed. They do not. The distribution map shows something striking. Nearly all specimens come from the northern provinces: Britain, Gaul, Germania, the Danube frontier. Almost none from Italy. Almost none from the Mediterranean coast. Almost none from Egypt or North Africa. This pattern destroys several theories but powerfully supports one. The northern provinces had something the southern provinces lacked: extreme seasonal variation. In Rome, you can plant most of the year. In Britain, your window is narrow and unforgiving. The dodecahedron was not a universal Roman tool. It was a specialized northern instrument for territories where solar measurement meant survival. And there is more. The specimens cluster around military camps and veteran settlements. Places where Italian soldiers retired to farm unfamiliar northern lands. Places where getting the timing wrong could kill you. Subscribe now if you want to see how researchers finally proved this theory was correct. The experimental proof came from an unexpected source. Amateur archaeologist Martin Hallett spent years creating precise dodecahedron replicas and testing them across Britain at different times of year. His findings were remarkable. Using a dowel inserted through opposite holes, he could determine optimal grain planting dates within a 1-week window. The device worked regardless of weather conditions because it measured sun angle, not temperature. It worked for illiterate users because it required no reading. And it produced consistent results across multiple test sites. But Hallett discovered something else. The different-sized holes served another function. By sighting through specific hole combinations at sunrise or sunset, he could track solstices and equinoxes. The dodecahedron was not just a planting calculator. It was a complete agricultural astronomical observatory compressed into an object you could carry in your hand. But there was still one mystery that kept skeptics unconvinced. Why the silence? If Romans invented a revolutionary agricultural tool, why did no writer mention it? This objection seemed fatal until researchers considered Roman attitudes toward practical knowledge. Roman writers documented philosophy, politics, military conquest, engineering achievements worth boasting about. They rarely documented peasant farming techniques. Agricultural calendars were considered common knowledge beneath literary attention. The absence of documentation is not suspicious. It is typical for practical tools used by common people. Consider, we have found thousands of Roman hobnails but almost no written instructions for making shoes. We have found Roman cooking pots everywhere but almost no written recipes from average households. Documentation required literacy. Literacy concentrated among elites. Elites did not farm their own land. The dodecahedron belonged to a class of people who never wrote their own history. And that explains everything. The Romans created a precise astronomical farming computer, distributed it across their northern territories, and never bothered writing it down because farming tools were beneath notice. The Roman dodecahedron represents something profound about ancient innovation. We tend to imagine past civilizations as less sophisticated than ourselves. We assume precision engineering required modern tools. We forget that human ingenuity has always solved local problems with local solutions. Roman engineers faced a genuine crisis. Their empire expanded faster than agricultural knowledge could spread. Soldiers from sunny Italy retired to farms in rainy Britain. They needed a way to adapt Mediterranean farming wisdom to northern conditions without requiring literacy or complex calendar conversions. So they created a handheld astronomical computer. 12 faces for the months. Varying holes for solar angles. No instruction manual needed. Just observe, measure, and act. The dodecahedron mystery is solved not by discovering some lost mystical purpose but by recognizing ordinary ancient genius solving an ordinary ancient problem. Sometimes the most impressive answers are the simplest ones. But the story does not end here. New dodecahedron specimens continue to surface across northern Europe. Each discovery provides more data points for researchers to test the agricultural theory. In 2022, a metal detectorist in England found a nearly perfect specimen that radiocarbon dated to the 2nd century. Its hole sizes matched the established pattern exactly. Its find location sat within 3 miles of a known Roman veteran settlement. Every new discovery strengthens the case. And the implications extend beyond this single artifact. How many other Roman tools have we misunderstood because we looked for exotic explanations instead of practical ones? How many ancient mysteries dissolve when we ask what problem did ordinary people need to solve instead of what mystical secret did priests hide? The Dodecahedron teaches us that the most fascinating answers often hide in plain sight. We just needed to stop looking for magic and start looking for mathematics. 200 years of mystery. Over 200 identical artifacts. And the answer was engineering genius so practical that no one bothered writing it down. The Roman Dodecahedron stands as a monument to ancient problem solving. Not supernatural. Not mystical. Just 12 faces of pure mathematical brilliance designed to help ordinary people survive in an unfamiliar climate.